name of a dance we do down Johannesburg way.
Guys, today I'm fired up because we got a new puzzle. We're looking at a cylinder puzzle. This is another masterpiece by Wil Strijbos, who we've reviewed a bunch of his puzzles in the past. All of them I've racked my brain on, including the last one, which was the 4-piece jigsaw puzzle. You guys can check that video out if you haven't already. But this one is unique as it is just a metal cylinder. The top spins, it has a nice little signature on the side of it, as well as this V. Aside from that, there is a bit of rattling noise happening on the inside. This should be more of a tactile and audio puzzle, something I mean to listen to for maybe a hint on how to solve it. Looking forward to this and looking forward to completing it and adding it to the wall of all these little guys I've defeated. Huh? I've slayed. Look at them. Look at them back here. Look at them. They're all just like looking so dumb right now after they've been solved, huh? Yeah, that's right. No, you guys had your shot. You had your shot. You blew it. Well, except for one of you. He who shall not be named. A lot of people ask me about Excalibur, whether I'll ever solve Excalibur. Maybe one day. I've not gone back to it since. Kind of happy with that for now. My life has been fine without it. So I'll take that as a sign. You know what? You're taking up a lot of room here. A lot of room for a bunch of losers that have been solved. Look at you, pathetic. All right, enough of that. Let's get into solving the cylinder puzzle. By the way, here's a sneak peek at the V2 first playing card Joker. Check that out. Let's get into this puzzle. Let's bring the camera in a bit closer. Wil Strijbos, look at this. There's a little V here. Why is there a V? And there's his signature. You can hear a bit of a rattling. There's like a little bearing in there. And there's a hole in the bottom where you can kind of see mechanics. And I see that there's like this little line, and you won't be able to see it on camera, but it's like a cylinder that goes all the way through. Oh, did you hear that? Oh, look, there's a ball bearing here. I can't show you because if I tilt it, the ball bearing goes away, but you can see there's a ball bearing right there. Gone and back. Oh, you can press on this. Okay, hold on. Yeah, we've got to make the ball bearing travel. Seems to be more than one ball bearing in here. I don't know. There's another moving part in here. Gotta try the spin move. Listen to that. Look how weird that is. I go like this. And right about here. There. And then watch when I press listen. Huh. I don't know what's happening. So there's a magnet picking up that bearing. When I press this, it's almost like it releases it. What would you do right here? Comment below, let me know what you would do in this situation. Can't pull it apart. So there's these little rings on the inside, and I can install that ball bearing on those rings individually. They're like here, here, and here. I'm trying to do that, and then rotate. Maybe the magnet picks it up or something. Oh, the ball bearing's gone. It's not there anymore. Where'd it go? And now it doesn't make noise. Oh, I did something. Now they're all loose again, but the ball bearing is still nowhere to be seen. It's hidden in one of these chambers. Oh, now it's there. Okay. Something weird is going on. And it feels like there's more than one marble in here. One little bead, one little ball bearing. And when I rotate this, there's also a little resistance here for some reason. How did that marble come out? It's just luck. The marble just disappeared. I just saw the marble. I was pressing down and rotating, and it just whoop disappeared. See, there's the hole. There's a hole there. Maybe that hole has to line up, and maybe I have to get all the marbles out. It's really hard for me to see inside this. I've got like one eye closed right now. Now the marble's in there. Yes, look, no marble. So there's a hole in here and there's a hole in here. When those two holes line up, the marble fed through that hole and is stuck somewhere in the top. Now I'm thinking if I can line those two holes up, give it a good shake, those will come pop down and that might open this puzzle. So let's attempt that. Still only one marble. So what if okay, there's these notches on the inside where I can lay my bead down and then maybe spin out another one. I hear them dropping into a mechanism. Still nothing. Wow, okay. Wait, are there two marbles in there? So lining up the signature and the V here seems to be where the balls fall into the hole. Here's what I'm seeing. So this is the inside. And the ball bearing, actually, when it's not in the center, it's inside this tube and it gets tucked away here. And when I press down, it disappears. When I line up like the lid and this correctly, that ball disappears into the lid. So every time I push down, it either pops one out or pushes it in. I don't know if I have to do that individually for every single one. It's kind of difficult to tell what's going on. So now we're in the lid hole. All right, we're in this little lid hole. You can kind of see the mechanism. It's kind of hard to see anything in this. Upon further examination, I don't know if the naked eye can pick that up. I can pick it up actually, but so the V is where the hole is in the lid. I figured that much out, and I can see down here there's also a hole. So I've lined up my V with that hole, and I think that's the opening. Now if I shake it, Yes, we've got a bead. Ah! Oh, look at this. Look at this. So no magnets. 5 little beads. Look how simple this is. Huh. So my guess is the beads are rolling around here, which prevents it from unlocking because it gets locked into this thing here, into this thread, this inner thread. So between here and that inner thread, there's no space for it to move through, so it gets locked, which is why you gotta find the hole for it to drop through here. But that hole has to line up with this hole, just as I thought. And that's where it lines up, it's right there. And the spring is just so that it pops up when you've got it. How simple is that? Oh, V. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. V stands for 5. 5 marbles. So clever. Man, that's clever. So that goes in there. This goes here. Let's put all these back in. They have to go through maybe here. I want to figure out how to put this back in. I'm guessing this goes here. This must then line up here. One of them's in there. There we go. And we're locked. So I've locked in the last bead and we're back to the beginning. That is the easy little cylinder puzzle. Super simple, simplicity. My type of puzzle right here. Not too complicated, not too intricate. They give you a little bit of a hint to go on with this as a pointer basically to where the opening is, and using your ears and your eyes and a little bit of physics, you can figure it out. So very, very cool puzzle. Very delighted with this. Definitely worthwhile. I'll leave the link below if you guys want to check it out. All right, ladies and gents, that was it. I knew I'd come through. I knew I'd add you little loser to the rest of you losers over here. Look at them. Just sitting nicely alongside his brothers who are all equally defeated. Pathetic. Pathetic. All right, for real, that was a lot of fun to solve. Like most puzzles, you just got to grind it out and eventually something hits you in the head or like a light goes off and you just kind of click. You kind of understand something you didn't before. And most puzzles, that's been the case with me. Banging your head against the wall until something works, I guess. But it was a lot of fun. I'll leave the link to this one below. You guys can check it out. Browse the website if you want to check out some other puzzles. But until then, thanks for watching. Leave a like if you did enjoy this. Subscribe if you're new here. We'll see you on the next video. Peace.